last video, we discovered that power chords come from bar chords. Power chords contain the root note and the fifth note of a bar chord. Add a little distortion and you have the basic blues, rock, pop rock, and metal chords that these styles depend on. Your guitar tone also adds to the iconic sound of these power chords. By alternating the fifth note, we can create an identity for the power chord. It no longer remains neutral. The advantage of this is we add more melodic structure to our rhythm and we can further define our compositions. Okay, so up to this point we covered power chords and power chord alterations on the A string and on the D string. We can also do these same things on the E string and the A string. They also work. We can also use them on the G string and on the D string. So we have a power chord. We're going to use an alteration right here. So we're going to take this G note and do a major alteration. And we can do A as well. Okay, we can do minor. Now, another cool thing that we can do is we can add a bass line to this. So what we're going to do is we're going to play the A string and use it as a bass as we play our alterations. So we can add bass lines while we play our alterations. The problem is, what if you get away from a string that you don't have open? Like say you want to do a flat alteration. What you would do is you would use this note as your bass line. Here's your alteration, and you use this note as your bass line. So this is what you're doing. So you can add bass lines to any of these alterations. Let's say we go down to G. We can go up to B. We can even make it a minor. So in this fashion, we can add bass lines to our alterations when we're doing our power chord alterations on the D string and on the G string. So we will see how we can add a little bit of flair when we add a little bit of bass. Here's what the power chord alterations look like with a bass fingering. Below you will see the 3-note chords from the previous videos. These chords also work well with a distortion tone. Okay, in addition to using the power chords as melodic structures, we can also use an octave as a melodic structure. It's still just 2 notes. Okay, so by playing our D here, okay, we have another D right here. And to play the 2 together, this finger will mute this string right here. And then this finger will play the G string. So it sounds like this when you strum it. And when you strum down, you'll see you got a mute string there. So instead of going, you can go. So you can use these as rhythmic structures too. But you can also use octaves in your solos as well. And let's explain this. These octaves can move from string to string. So I can move it over to the A string and the D string. Move it back over to the D, the A string and the G string. I can also get octaves by playing the D string and the B string, but when I go to the B string, I have to go up a half step. So the octave sounds like this. I can move it over to the next group of strings the same way. Remember that we're muting the middle string. So what we'll do is we're going to use a minor scale in B. Let's do that. Here's the scale we're going to use. But instead of playing single notes, we're going to play octaves. Now to do this right, and it can be confusing, but instead of following both fingers, just pick one finger and just watch what that finger does and just remember what your spacing is and you'll be okay. If you're paying attention to where this finger is going and where this finger is going at the same time, it can get confusing. But all you really need to do is focus on one finger to make that easy. So right now we're following the pinky as we're going down the scale. We're not really paying attention to this finger except for we're watching the spacing. Now these are used, you'll hear this mainly in jazz music. And that's what they're doing when they're playing octaves. Okay, that's it for this video. Hopefully you can take some of these concepts and you can apply them to your own compositions. We'll see you in the next video.